Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Hello. Um. So I'll be doing my Apush Artifact. Uh. And so we'll be talking about a couple of things, but first of all, we'll be talking about American imperialism. So obviously, America had started to um, shift from its policy of isolationism to a to overseas imperialism. It wanted economic interests as new markets and raw materials, and as well as naval bases. Um, as well as cultural beliefs. Like they wanted the white man's burden, where they believed they had to go out and help these people, help civilize these people. It's just in Hawaii was annexed in 1898, and they overthrew the queen. The American sugar planters worked with the U.S. government to overthrow the Hawaiian queen. Cubans revolted against Spanish rule, and American sympathy kind of like yellow journalism and U.S. economic interests and Spanish brutality helped deter Americans against the Spanish. Uh, so George Dewey won. So I guess the United States eventually took control of the Philippines as well as an example of another war imperialism. So okay, um, there's the Philippine American War, where the Filipinos felt like they wanted self rule. And finally, John Hay proposed an open door policy for China. And William McKinley was pro imperialism. William Jennings Bryan was a populist and against it. Okay, let's talk about Theodore Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt believed in peace, believed in so-called big stick diplomacy. Basically, he said, "We'll have a threat, we'll have some threats, and if they don't take our diplomacy and they don't accept our terms, we will use our threats, such as violence and war." So the Panama Canal helped Panama develop independence from Colombia, to build the Canal to boost trade and naval mobility. And the Roosevelt Quarterly was an extension of the Monroe Doctrine and asserted the U.S.'s right to intervene in Latin America to prevent European involvement, effectively making the U.S. a regional police power. Japanese laborers migrated to California, causing a lot of racial tensions. Um, and Roosevelt tried to limit immigration while avoiding war. Let's talk about progressivism. So progressivism was a response to problems caused by industrialization, the technological systems development, which causes urban poverty, political corruption, corporate power, and for example, Ida Tarbell was an example of like a muckraker who exposed corruption and injustice that prompted reform. Ida Tarbell, who exposed Standard Oil. Upton Sinclair's The Jungle revealed unsafe meatpacking practices. These exposés led to reforms like the Pure Food and Drug Act. And socialism didn't really spread too much in the United States. This time is about like right in the 1900s, right? I mean, obviously, socialism started to really spread in like even in, for example, Germany, right after World War One, the uh, Social Democrats were with some of the strongest parties in Germany, and moreover, the Spartacists, they also had the Spartacist Revolution in Germany, so that tells you how strong they were in other countries against Germany, where the Spartacist Revolution could have taken over if it weren't for being put down by the Freikorps, which were off-duty military members who sort of just banded together. But the workers had great power, so just the Kapp Putsch, when the Kapp Putsch, Wolfgang Kapp tried to overtake the German government, and it failed because of a organized worker strike. So that tells you the power that worker strikes and socialism have in America. So the United States became a big imperial power by the year 1900. And imperialism also sparked a lot of debates on are we racially superior? Yeah, and I believe it's only till page 707, so that might be it for this podcast. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I have to say answer the questions, right? What surprised me the most? What surprised me the most was that I guess like how widespread the muckrakers were and the type of things that were exposed, and it's just the meatpacking plants where there was like fingers and like sawdust being put in the meatpacking plants. How does it relate to today? I guess the same sort of disagreements of whether there should be socialist benefits to is welfare a good thing for Americans, or does it lead to uh, distortions in the market? Uh, those types of questions are often happening. It will continue to happen until the end of the year and for the rest of time. So those types of questions will always be relevant. But yeah, that's it for this today's podcast. I hope I completed the right amount because I believe it was only I checked by checking the agenda. It stated that it was only to did I do the right thing? February 6th. I believe I'm right. Yeah, so it should be February 6th. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's about it. Just about it. Thank you so much.